Hey, what's going on all my fellow godlies and Warframe enthusiasts around the world? I am Vance, bringing you another Warframe rapid fire devil builds with the Empower Chroma. Tragically, I have to inform you that not everyone is going to be able to put together this build subsequently, because it includes the Basmu, which is a Operation Scarlet Spear reward. So I don't know when exactly that is going to be circulating back into the system, but rest assured that if it does and you don't have it, you really need to get it, because it is awesome for this build. So for Chroma, I am using Energy Siphon, Handspring, Prime Flow, Vitality, Umbral Intensify, Blind Rage, Streamline, Steel Fiber, Transient Fortitude, Prime Continuity with the Arcane Enhancements, Arcane Guardian, and Arcane Grace. It is also important to note that I am using a red energy color, meaning that this is a health face tank Chroma. And you will see why when we start using the Basmu. Speaking of, I am using Point Strike, Vital Sense, Argon Scope, Serration, Split Chamber, Hunter Munitions, Rhyme Rounds, and Malignant Force. Moving on to my secondary, I have Euphona Prime, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, Hornet Strike, Prime Pistol Gambit, Auger Pact, Scorch, Frostbite, and Pistol Pestilence. Then finally, with my Haruto, which is another health steal weapon, I have Blood Rush, Prime Fever Strike, Body Count, Prime Pressure Point, North Wind, Berserker, Organ Shatter with Prime Fury, and the Brutal Tide stance. So for the companions, I have Surprise, which you can build this thing by using the Alcrum Core, the Lambd Moa model, the Goth Bracket, and I can't really tell what that is, because unfortunately Digital Extremes probably needs to fix this, because I can't tell what the gyro is. Okay, so I got out of the menu looking at Chroma, and now I can tell that it's the Phasor gyro, but I figured this would be a good opportunity to feature a potential bug that Digital Extremes didn't know about. So again, I'm using Volclock. I've showcased this build a couple times. It's, Vigilante Fervor, Serration, Heavy Caliber, High Voltage, Vigilante Offense, Vigilante Supplies, Vigilante Armaments, and then the Volclock plus Heat Damage and Toxin. Anytime you have an opportunity to use a companion as a stat stick, you definitely want to do that, because it gives you the set bonus of plus 20% chance to enhance critical hits from a primary weapon. So, because you're using Empower, you can use it to enhance your Vex armor. Once you start taking damage, you will distribute more damage, and when you have like a panic situation where you're getting killed, you hit Elemental Ward and give yourself a huge boost in health. So you can also hit Empower before you hit Elemental Ward in order to give yourself a boost in health. You would receive 1300 health, and if you use Empower, you get 1400 health. Very important to note that. Okay, so as always, I will be testing with the level 170 Corrupted Heavy Gunners. I'm going to use Empower immediately, and then I'm going to use Vex Armor. That way, when they start attacking me, I will do more damage as my health takes damage. When Basmu is reloading, it's also draining enemies of their health to give it back to you. Basmu kind of hesitates a little bit if you get interrupted during the middle of the reload, but really not that big of a deal. Everything is already dead. It's pretty absurd. I can't I can't think of a better loadout other than Inaros that I've covered in the past. I mean, this really kicks a firm amount of ass. You don't even really need the elemental ward, because as long as you reload, or as long as you dump the clip and you reload this way, you'll drain the health straight out of them. So even while this weapon is reloading, it's still doing damage. That's the crazy thing about it. And it does really good damage overall, especially in the hands of Chroma, because the higher tier level threat that you deal with, the more damage that they do to you, and the more damage you have done to you, the more damage you do back to them. So it's kind of a win-win situation, no matter whether you're being attacked or doing the attacking. There's just really no good way to bring down Chroma. He's pretty damn invincible, and for that reason I don't think that I'll need to test the Euphona or the Gerudo, but I will do that just because I'm sure you guys want to see what it's capable of doing. So I use the secondary fire with the Euphona. It's more like shotgun. It's really not all that impressive damage, but if you do manage to get damaged by these guys, it will put out a lot of damage. Here, I'm going to use Elemental Ward. It's also pretty good for distance combat, provided you can get some headshots in. But now we're starting to lose a lot of health, so we're going to go with the Gerudo. You can, heavy attacks with this also do a ground slam, which send them ragdolling and floating. As you can see, Surprise sometimes rallies them together, which is nice, because then we can do the ground attacks on them, which combo really nicely. This thing speeds up very, very quickly. Once again, casting your Empower with Vex Armor. There we go. Look at that good damage right there. But that was because we were on the verge of death and we weren't really too keen on that. So I'll show you Empower with Elemental Ward. 14,000 or 1,400. I'm sorry. And it's just really good when you're using with Gerudo or Basmu, because how are you going to be brought down unless you're just being careless and you're using your Euphona way too much? I can't think of a situation in which you're being too careless, because who does that? Who runs around using the Euphona? Truth be told, I could probably put out a better secondary in here, like an Arca Cisco or something like that, but I figured I'd showcase the Euphona because I don't recall ever doing so. So if you learned something from this video, it always helps if you smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe, do as I always encourage you to do, and until next time, this has been Vance, signing out. Peace.